Hi everyone, I'm Shelly and you're watching There's No Place Like Home. Every so often people will ask me tips on how to get less than motivated children to get started on their homeschool day. So today I'm going to share with you some ideas for establishing a morning time routine. It's no secret that there are some children and some adults who just take a little bit more of a push to get started in the morning. And sometimes if you are a parent who is homeschooling your child, it can feel like you're butting heads each and every day. Today I'm going to share something with you called morning time. And I've mentioned it in some of my other videos, but I wanted to give a clearer glimpse into what this might look like for you. Now I do want to point out that this is by no means something that is 100% going to work for your child if your child is just one of those kids who doesn't want to dive into their work every day. These are ideas. This is something that might help, but there is no magic trick for getting your kids to do what you want them to do. So I want you just to remember that there is no thing that is guaranteed to work. And I try to stay away from that in my channel. There's never anything that I'm going to tell you that this is absolutely going to work for your child. It is guaranteed to work. No, I'm not going to make any promises like that. I'm just going to give you ideas on something that might be helpful. And this is one of them. So a morning time routine usually is when you first start out your homeschool day so that you can ease into the day rather than jumping in full force and doing your sometimes more difficult subjects for your kids. And I want you to remember that a morning time routine doesn't have to just start with your actual homeschool day. It can start right from the very time that your kids get up in the morning. Now, does this mean that as soon as your kids get up in the morning that you should start handing them work to do? No. What this means is that your child's daily tasks can also be a part of the morning time routine, because this can establish a timeline for your kids so that they know what to expect every morning and so that they don't feel like things are just thrown at them haphazardly. And this really does help some children. So this might work with, or it might help to have, an established routine. You don't have to have a set time every day to do certain things unless you enjoy that type of thing. But if your kids know what to expect when, at least in what order it's going to happen, this helps a lot of kids. So it might be, when you get up, you give your kids breakfast, then they get dressed, then they do chores, and then they might have some free time, and then you would move into your homeschool day. And it could be any sorts of activities like that. That's just an example, but it's just so that your kids know what order things are going to happen, what's going to happen next, and when exactly is their homeschool day going to start. So I mentioned earlier that morning time was a way to ease into learning, and that's really what it is. It is a gentle learning time for you and your kids, and it looks different for every family. The whole idea, though, is just to have a more relaxed atmosphere for your kids. Sometimes, even if they've been up for a couple hours, your kids are still tired, they might still be groggy, and if that's the case, if you can start any later in the day, we don't start until 11 a.m., then I would suggest trying that. But if you do need to start a little bit earlier when your kids are still groggy, gentle learning time is exactly what they need. Even for kids who aren't groggy, who have been up for a while, might do better if they know that they're going to get a lot of stuff done that is not going to be hard for them right away. So some ideas for getting started with a morning time with your kids, and I've mentioned these in my morning basket videos and in my other videos, but you could do a read aloud with your kids. You could give them some quiet, independent activities, which is the purpose of my morning baskets. You just put activities in for your kids that you would like for them to do anyway, but that you know that they will probably not need your help with. Things like spelling, or something like maybe mapping, something like even silent reading. Anything that your kids can do without your help, or at least with minimal help, is a good thing to put into your morning time routine. Picture study is something else that a lot of families do for their morning time routine because it is very relaxing. Mad Libs, if you want to do something a little more fun, Mad Libs might be a good choice for you. Puzzles, depending on your child's age, might be a good way to also get them ready, get them started to do things in the morning, or even maybe journaling or sketching while listening to some classical music or to some other music that you enjoy. Maybe if you're doing a unit study, you could listen to music that is pertaining to your unit study. There are so many different ways that you can start learning in the day with your kids that is not going to seem like you're immediately drilling them with stuff. And just remember that morning time the objective is to get your kids into a productive spirit, to help them to want to work. And one tip that I actually have for you, and I've shared it a couple times before, but you may not have heard it. I have a whiteboard in my living room, and every day I write down what we're going to do throughout the day. And my kids love to see either a check mark put next to whatever it is that we've already completed, or sometimes they like to go up themselves and they'll put their finger through it and put a line to erase it to show that it's been completed. And this might also help to motivate your kids. So if you have some relaxed activities in your morning time, and if you list those activities on the board, your kids may really get a sense of satisfaction and a sense of productiveness when they are able to go up there and to check off to let you know that they have completed that thing. That's great English, right? So I don't know if you've ever heard of the book by Sarah Mackenzie. It's called Teaching from Rest. And I'll link it in the description box because it helped me so much. But what I want you to remember is that morning time, you want to try to approach it with an attitude of teaching from rest. And hopefully if your children see you approaching your homeschooling day in a restful way, your children may just follow suit. That's all that I have for you today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet and would like to hear more of what I have to say, I would love if you would do that. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave one either here or over on Instagram. And if you like my work and would like to check out my Patreon page, I will leave a link in the description box for that as well. And I hope you have a great day.